start to direct our energies to what we want to accomplish today, what we want to feel. Setting intentions is a big part of what we're going to be doing together. So setting your intentions, even for the Substack Live, we're entering a dream together, right? This is a dream, a shared mutual dream that we're entering together. So think about what you want to feel, what you want to experience. Do you have a question that you want to answer? So I just want to welcome, as you're coming in, Anne and Gabrielle and Natasha. It's such a treat to have all of you here, and the Kates and Catherines and everybody who's assembling. So again, we have 1 minute or so to go until the top of the hour. So this is time to settle in, to start to think about your intentions and your questions. So when I'm doing a Substack Live solo, as I am today, I won't really be able to put things into the chat, but you can. So if you have a question you want to ask, put it in the chat. One of our main focuses today is going to be, how do we set an intention to really direct our dreaming energy towards global healing? And I want to make sure you know that you are very welcome here, whether you remember your dreams or whether you don't. That's not the important element here. The important element here is the intention itself. So thank you for making the intention to be here today. To those who are watching us live and those who are going to be joining us on the replay, welcome, welcome. My intention today is really to help you feel empowered as a person who dreams. That's all of us. We are all dreamers. We all have this natural, innate wellspring of story and imagery and dream energy in us. And we can direct this just as we direct prayers and just as we direct thoughts and energy and actions. We can direct our dreaming energy towards this idea of how can we help heal ourselves and our planet. And those two things are inextricably joined together. Our physical health and our emotional health is dependent on the health of our Mother Earth, of our planet. You know, we say Mother Earth. There was a time where that literally meant our mother, our goddess mother, the earth, she who sustains us in all things. We can't be happy, healthy, or wise without the air and the water and the plants and the sun and the shade and all the things that she provides for us. So this is inextricably linked, our fate and the planet's. So can we direct our dreaming energy toward helping to heal the planet? And I obviously believe that we can. I'm Sivia Gover. I'm the founder of 350 Dreamers. And 350 Dreamers is a collection of people from across the world, from around the world, who come together about 4 times a year to set our intentions to dream together for global healing. And again, I'm stressing that part about setting intentions, because even if you don't dream, well, you're going to dream, but even if you don't remember your dreams, by setting your intention, you're doing something really powerful. I can't stress this enough. Our minds are working when we're awake and when we're asleep. They're working, they're running, they're active, and even more active when we're dreaming than when we're awake. So we want to use this powerful mind. We want to help steer it, direct it, keep it on a positive track. Imagine what we want for the world. So that's one sense of the word dreaming, right? Using our imagination. So if we start at bedtime thinking about what we want for the world or the questions we have about how we can be agents of healing and peace, we're planting little seeds of intention that follow us into our dreams. So I don't see questions in the chat yet, but one of the questions that was sent to me and that I get often is it a good idea to set intentions for our dreams? Shouldn't we just let the subconscious do what it wants to do at night? And I would ask you the same questions about being awake. During the day, do you want to just let your mind go with absolutely no intentions? If I do that, my mind's going to go to a lot of negativity. And that's not what I want to color my whole day, because how we think affects our entire day, it affects how we experience it. So, no, I'm going to set intentions for my day to have gratitude, to have joy, to look for beauty, to look for connection. Why wouldn't I do the same thing at night? So let's talk about this act of setting intentions and how powerful it is. For one thing, we can set intentions individually on our own every night before bed, and I recommend that you do, even if your intention is quite simply and importantly to rest well and to have healing, helpful dreams. Perhaps your intention is just to remember your dreams. But when we're dreaming for a purpose, a specific purpose, for example, for our personal health, or what I'm going to really focus on most here in the short time we have together, the health of our planet, right? Then we're going to set that intention for the collective. We've really been trained to think about our dreams as very personal and private. Dreams are the realm of psychoanalysis and psychotherapy, and to heal our relationships with our mothers, our personal and private complexes. And they certainly are. They do all that. But historically, since as far back as we know about human existence and community, people have been using their dreams for community, for the good of the family, the tribe, the state. Dreams historically have been used by leaders to set political strategies, war strategies, to find out what they need to help protect their communities. So, dreaming as a collective activity has deep historical roots. So, we can set our intentions both for personal healing, or what do we need to know for our community's health, survival, evolution, positive growth. These are the kinds of things we can set our intentions about. So several times a year, again, I lead this group dream and we set a common intention. So everybody has their own spin on it or their own take, but our common intention is to dedicate our dreams, to devote our dreams to global healing. So that's something that you can join in with 350 Dreamers. You can find us on Facebook. And you can practice what we're going to do today by joining our group dream. Again, it's just the number 350 Dreamers on Facebook. We're easy to find, or just contact me and ask me for the link, or look around on my Substack or my webpage at thirdhousemoon.com. Easy enough to find. So you can practice what we're going to do today. So, how do we set an intention? We now know how important it is. We know we can set them personally. We can set them collectively as a group, right? Just like you can set an intention for a collective prayer. We can do this with a collective dream intention. So each intention, you want to tweak it so that it works for you. But the group's general intention in this case is to dedicate our dreams to global healing. Within that, you might want to tweak it and say, tonight in my dreams, I will see, and see is a good word to use because dreams are visual. I will see, or I will be shown what my role is in the efforts to help heal the world, the earth, in this time of drastic climate change. Or your intention might be, show me what the earth needs right now. Let me hear the voice of the earth, or show me the planet's message for me tonight. Whatever it is, somewhere in that realm of tonight I dedicate my dreams to global healing. So that's the intention part. But you really want to anchor your intention somehow. So one really important way, both to anchor your intention and to discover what it might be, is to journal. So to get out your journal, your notebook, and write down what's on your mind in this regard. Write down what your fears are. Write down your concerns, your worries. I guarantee you there's a lot in there once you start writing, because whether we're facing it head on or not, it's this buzz in the background, right? Oh, like for example, today in New England, it's a beautiful day. We're going to get up into the 70s today. And I feel really happy about that. But there's this buzzing anxiety in the background that this isn't right for this time of year. 70s is too warm. And, last, month it was too cold. And we're experiencing these swings, and our deep intuitive nature knows something's wrong, and we feel that all the time. So journaling, first get some of that on the page and let that lead you to what your personal and specific intention is. So you find your intention, doing a little journaling, and then you find this simple, short, brief, and clear sentence that you can bring with you to bed. So again, maybe the intention is just going to stick with the simplest. Tonight, I dedicate my dreams to global healing, and let your dreams interpret that for you, right? We interpret our dreams can interpret our intentions. You know what's in your heart, you feel it. You want your intention to be something you feel in your heart. Connecting your intention to an emotion is going to supercharge it. It's going to give it some power. Then what you want to do, so historically, people in ancient times, in ancient Greek and ancient Rome and ancient Mesopotamia, had dream rituals and dream temples. And you might have heard of Asclepius dream temple in ancient Greece. And these would be places where people would make pilgrimages to go and set their intention with a priest or priestess and go through a ritual and um, go to sleep and have dreams that then would be interpreted, usually by the priest or priestess, and you'd be inviting the god of healing, sometimes Asclepius, to come to you in your dreams or to come to the priests and priestesses on your behalf. So I just like to take this moment to mention that in addition to the temples to the gods, there were certainly temples to goddesses. This is the dream goddess of Malta. She's called the sleeping goddess of Malta. So just to remind us that it wasn't all always the male gods, it was also the goddesses. And well, I won't get onto that soapbox right now, but you can tell I'm tempted to. So, um, in our modern lives, we're most likely not going to go to a dream temple. Well, maybe some of you can create that, but we can create a little bit of a dream ritual and a dream temple in our own bedrooms. So, on a night that you're incubating a dream or inviting a dream, setting a dream intention, take a little special care with your sleep environment. This might be the day you decide to change your sheets that morning so that when you get into dreamland, you're slipping into some really cozy, um, fresh and cleansed sheets, right? Cleansing ablutions are part of creating a ritual. You might also want to find some kind of a touchstone, um, to create a way to anchor your intention. So if you feel a strong connection, say, to the ocean, you might want to put some shells besides your bed. Or if you feel a strong connection to the woods, maybe a pine cone, a crystal. So put something next to your bed to empower you, to empower your intention. And that also will be a reminder. These are ways to start cueing your subconscious. It's not all hocus pocus. There's actual psychology and science behind these things. You can also root your intention by bringing in the five senses. So something you can touch, right? Like your pine cone or your shell or a beautiful leaf from outside or flower blossom or a vase of flowers. You can also use scents. So this is a beautiful aromatherapy called Sleep Tight, and it's an essential oil remedy. So, you can, dab a little on your wrists. I'm not going to do it now because I don't want to get all dreamy quite yet. I'm still waking up today. But, have a nice scent. There are beautiful pillow sprays you can use, but keep it simple. And once you write your intention down, that can be another object that you can use to cue your senses to remember once you go into dreams, right? Your conscious mind is asleep, so your subconscious needs to be holding on to this intention. So you can write your intention down on a little piece of paper and fold it up, and you can slip it under your pillow where you might feel it with your hands during the night. It might make a little crinkle. These are all good things to just cue your subconscious. So that's one thing you can do. You can really bring something into bed with you. For example, if you have something soft, it could be a stuffed animal. You don't have to be ashamed. I have some too. Even though we're adults, we should keep our sweet stuffed animals nearby, or a special pillow, something that's going to remind you, keep you sort of alert even while you're resting to the fact that you have an intention. Or, you can use, this is a stress ball. So it's really squishy. It's really soft. It's not going to hurt you if you bring it into bed with you. So if you have something like this, and this one's so perfect because as you can see, it has a picture of the world. So dreaming for global healing, if you have a little something like this, um, you can just keep it with you in bed to help really solidify that intention. And then, of course, as you're slipping into sleep and dreams, repeat this intention to yourself a few times. So as you're falling into sleep and dreams, say, I dedicate tonight's dreams to global healing. Tonight, I dedicate my dreams to global healing. So just 3 or 4 times. You don't want to stress yourself out with your intention. You're just very gently tucking that into bed with you. So don't clench it too hard. You might interfere with your ability to sleep if you do that. Hold it gently. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Okay? So now you have your intention. You're falling into sleep and dreams. If you wake in the middle of the night, that's a perfect time to reset your intention. So if you wake to use the bathroom, in fact, it's very helpful. Some people on dream night, they will actually drink a glass of water just before bed, things we wouldn't do on a night we're not trying to incubate or invite a dream. Because why? Because it's going to wake us up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. But if you're either incubating dreams or if you're hoping to have a lucid dream, which really supercharges your intentions, getting up to use the bathroom in the middle of the night is helpful because you have that chance to reset your intention. And the longest narrative, most vividly narrative and memorable dreams come in those early morning hours, 4, 5, 6 a.m. So getting up to use the bathroom at around 4, which a lot of us do, actually is very helpful for setting dream intentions or doing any kind of conscious dreaming. So you might do that as well, to drink a glass of water, or if you're at the age where you're naturally just going to get up at 4 in the morning anyway, welcome that awakening. Welcome that. Be glad for it. It's perfect. Now I can reset my intention. Okay. So that's the nighttime. You're going to hope to remember dreams. And I can't stress this enough. Even if you don't remember your dreams, setting the intention is going to affect your subconscious mind. It's going to activate healing in yourself, and it's going to create energy that is palpable in the world. Okay, it's going to affect the energy of the world. All of our prayers, I believe, and conscious intentions do that. So whether it's true or not, I have no scientific basis for that, but it's definitely going to have a positive impact on you. Having faith is just a lot nicer way. It's a choice. It's just a lot more hopeful, optimistic, and frankly helpful way to go through life than feeling hopeless and despairing. That doesn't give us energy. That doesn't ignite the sparks within us to keep going. So even if you don't believe, you can choose to have faith. So have faith. Choose to have faith that your intention setting, that your subconscious mind your deep intuitive divine intelligence are all working in a positive, helpful, and healing direction. And very importantly, because now we're getting to the waking up part of this whole process, because we're not done with your intentions yet, have faith that your dreams are responding to your intentions, even if when you wake up, they seem totally detached and random. And how does that possibly connect? We'll get to that in a minute. I'll also drop a reminder in here to put your questions in the chat if you have any, because I'd love to address those. I'm going to wind up this part of the talk in a few minutes, but then I have some questions that people have sent in that I'll address, and I have time to address yours. But let's deal with this final part to close up the cycle of setting your dream intention. And again, I definitely hope that you will find 350 Dreamers, the number 350 Dreamers. We're based on Facebook. We started in 2009, and that's when Facebook was really exploding. And since we have over 1,000 Dreamers there now, I hesitate to move us to another platform. So even if you've had it a bit with Facebook, just join just to be part of 350 Dreamers. So, and also on Substack, I open up chats and so on for 350 Dreamers. So you can also share dreams there. I'll make that happen. So we're at this point, we've been talking about setting intentions. So we've talked about choosing our intention, grounding our intention in our senses. We've talked about repeating the intention as we fall asleep. And now waking up, we want to reconnect with that intention. So make sure, of course, that you have paper and pen by your bed. Using the voice memo function on your phone is also a really helpful thing to do. I am not a big fan of having the phone in the bedroom, but if you can keep it on Do Not Disturb with the ringer off so that you're only using it for recording dreams, it can actually be very helpful. So it's not all black and white there. Of course, I love to use a journal. I'm old school, and this is a journal I created. It's called the Little Dream Journal. So maybe a moment for a quick PSA that this is just a beautiful place to record your dreams. It's got a lot of guidance on how and why to remember and record dreams, and even some prompts for digging deeper into your dreams with some writing exercises. But whatever your notebook is, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. It could even be a scrap of paper, honestly. But since we're creating so intentionally, it helps to bring beauty to the process, right? So a beautiful journal can really help. Or if it's just paper, make it a nice piece of paper. Like, this is a special sacred time. Make it special and sacred. So have your paper and pen ready. When you wake up, whether it's in the middle of the night or in the morning, before you even open your eyes, start to rehearse what the dream was so that you'll remember it. Our brains are not programmed to remember dreams, or we've lost the natural knack for it. We could talk about that some other time. There are scientific reasons, neurochemical reasons why it's hard for most people to remember their dreams. But it's also it's a skill. It's a skill you can build. So practice remembering dreams, you'll remember them. So one way to do that is as you're waking up, try to stay quiet. If you have a bed partner and you're going to be incubating a dream that night, well, for some people, they choose to sleep in a separate room. But at the very least, just let your bed partner know what you're doing so they know not to speak to you in the morning while you're trying to recall your dreams, because that can knock your dream memories right out. So put down anything you remember into that journal or onto that piece of paper, whether you remember a whole dream or just a little fragment. One way that this works is that even if you just remember a color, a feeling, once you start writing that down, more might come. So even if you think you've remembered no dreams, it's very important to let your subconscious mind know that you're still connecting and respond in writing in your journal. So you're really creating a conversation. And if you ask your conversation partner a question and they answer, but you just like drift off and aren't paying attention, they're not going to give you a good answer next time. So make sure that you are respectful to your dreams, your dream conversation partner, and write down something. This is a practice. I'm not saying the first time out that this is going to have incredible rewards for you, but try it. Try setting a dream intention every week. Pick a day. Definitely dream with us with 350 Dreamers. So you're going to write down your dream, create this sort of dream practice, and then see if it connects with your intention. Notice, do you see any connections? Ask, how does this dream connect to my intention? And if you don't see something right away, again, we're having faith. Commit to talking your dream over with somebody. Tell somebody your dream. Because we have blind spots when it comes to our own dreams. Sometimes we can't see the most obvious thing staring us in the face when it comes to our own dreams. So talk it over with a trusted friend. Post your dream on 350 Dreamers Facebook site or on Substack in our chat, and ask people if it were your dream. If it were your dream, how would this connect to an intention for global healing? And you'll be surprised what you find. So there you've completed the cycle. The only thing I would add is in some way, shape, or form, this is sort of a gratitude practice, but it's also a way to amplify your intention and your dream work, is to give, give, give thanks, honor your dream in some way. So that could mean drawing a picture. And I showed you my dream journal. There is a little spot in there for drawing a little picture. So draw a sketch of an image from your dream. Meditate on an image from your dream, even if you don't know what it might be trying to tell you. You can honor your dream by, if there was a color that was dominant, like say it was green, you could wear green, something green that day, or a piece of jewelry that represents something from your dream. There are lots of ways to honor your dream, but that's a way to amplify it, to keep this conversation between you and your dreams going, and to sort of supercharge the healing energy that you've conjured up. We could talk a lot more about this, and I do offer more opportunities. Please check out the events on, I share on 350 Dreamers upcoming events. I share on my website and certainly on my Substack. This Dream is a Poem. So stay tuned. There are upcoming events all the time, and you can join in and we can go into more depth about this. But I'm going to wrap up for now. You've all been very kind and attentive and very quiet. There haven't been questions in the chat, but I have answered at least one that I received previous through email, and I'll continue to answer other questions in the chat on Substack or in future Substack posts. But I think I've given you a lot to go on for now, and I don't want to overwhelm you. When it comes to dreams and dream work, a little bit goes a long way. That's very important to remember. Earlier I was stressing gentle, gentle, gentle. So you want to be very gentle in your approach to setting your intentions and to doing this kind of dream work. The ritual that I described that you can create for yourself when you're incubating, inviting a dream, setting dream intentions, I don't necessarily recommend doing that every night. In fact, I don't. With 350 Dreamers, we do it 4 times a year, and everybody has their own way of approaching it. This is very individualistic. You can tweak it and fine-tune it for yourself. But also, a little bit goes a long way. So for myself, I do a dream incubation or dream intention once a week. Often dreams for my own personal evolution, psychologically, spiritually, and sometimes for physical health, and often also for the collective. So in future sessions, we can talk about how do you recognize the collective elements in your dreams? How do you recognize the healing and helpful aspects of your dreams, your dream helpers? If you are interested, let me know. I would love to do more of these Substack lives, and each time we can go into one more aspect. But for right now, we're coming to the end of our half hour together. I'm really grateful for all the love that people have been showing in the chat and for all of your following and subscribing to This Dream is a Poem on Substack, where I share a lot about dreams, writing, the places where they intersect. And more, I'm going to be talking about these aspects of dreams for collective healing. We're at a time in the life of our country, if you're in the US, our world, where we need to build up our spiritual reserves. We need to build up our powers for good and our ways of connecting in wholesome and healthy ways, because dreaming together, setting intentions together really helps us to not go numb and to remind us that we do not need to go it alone. So let's stay in touch and let me know if you'd like more of these Substack lives. You can contact me through Substack or through my website. I wish you all sweet and healing dreams. And thank you so much for being with me today. Your presence is a true gift to me. Bye-bye, folks.